Students treat matrix multiplication like normal multiplication and lose marks. So for example, why does changing the order change the answer? So by the end, you will be able to multiply matrices correctly and understand why order matters. So how do the matrices actually interact? So when we multiply a matrix together, okay, we do the rows by the columns. Okay, so we choose the rows first for our first matrix, A, and then we multiply it by the columns. It's a bad color. Columns for our second matrix. Okay, so how that looks like is we take our first row, the first value, multiply it by the first value of the first column for the second matrix. So that's going to be A times E. Okay, and then because we have another value in our row, we take that second value B, and then we also have another value G in our first column, and we multiply those together, and then the addition of those two gives us the value for our matrix in the top left hand corner. Okay, so the order changes everything, because if we were to do matrix B times A, that's going to give us something different. Okay, so if I were to quickly show it, let's say we did E, F, G, H multiplied by A, B, C, D. It may look the same because we're just swapping the order, but actually it matters, because now our top left corner is going to be row 1 multiplied by column 1. So that's going to be A, E at the top still, so that's the same here. That's the same. But our adding, we're going to be adding F and C. Okay, not BG. So FC is not equal to BG, or it might not be. Okay, but all in all, we have different values that we're multiplying, and so that's why we're order does matter, because we're going to be having different. We'll probably have different answers if we were to swap the order. Okay. So when is multiplication defined? So firstly, we have to have the inner dimensions matching. Okay, so quite simply, if we have A times B dimensions, and then we have B times C dimensions of our second matrix, if we're multiplying those two matrices together, A and B, for example, then what happens is we check, okay, is the inner dimensions, so the columns of the first matrix, equal to the number of rows in the second matrix? So we look at our inner circle here, so I'll do that in a different color. We look at our inner dimensions. If those are the same value, so B and B in this case, then that means that we can multiply these matrices together, okay? It allows it. Now the dimensions, though, our resulting matrix dimensions, when we do multiply it out, is going to be A times C. That's going to be our final product dimensions. Okay, so sometimes it may actually change the dimensions of the matrix, okay? And we'll get to more examples of that as well. So in this case, the resulting matrix dimension, we know that our 3 and is our inner dimension, so we know that we can multiply these matrices together, okay? So we just get rid of them from our minds for the meantime, and we just look at our outer dimensions, and that is going to give us the resulting matrix dimension, which is a 2 by 2 matrix, okay? You can see that there on the right. So let's multiply these 2 by 2 matrices. So again, we have a 2 by 2 matrix and a 2 by 2 matrix. These inner dimensions are equal, so 2 equals 2. So therefore, if we look at our outer dimensions now, 2 by 2 is the product, or the dimensions of the product matrix. Okay, so let's do this together, right? So let's do this step by step. So for our top left, we're going to be doing row 1, column 1. So 1 times 5, right? So 1 times 5 plus 2 times 7. So it's going to give us 5 plus 14 equals 19. Okay, so obviously in the actual matrix, you would not show this working out. Okay, you would do it outside or in your head if you're confident, but still make sure that it is correct. So you can, I guess you can have the working out, but make sure you don't plump it into one matrix. So they have to be separate. So if you're going to do working out, you can still do 1 times 5 plus 2 times 7, and then for our top right, we would have row 1 times column 2. So that's going to be 1 times 6 plus 2 times 8. Okay, and then the bottom left, we have the second row, first column. So that's 3 times 5 plus 4 times 7. And then the second row, second column. So 3 times 6 plus 4 times 8. Okay, now I've been practicing this for a long time, but it just take your time with it and just really make sure that, okay, my first row, first column is here. So that's what I'm going to be multiplying by, essentially. Okay, so think of it that way. In our resultant matrix, which is A1, sorry, not 2, it's row 1, column 2, sorry, no. Row 1, column 1. We are multiplying by the row 1 of the first matrix and the column 1 of the second matrix. Okay, and then similarly for A12 or row 1, column 2, it's row 1 times column 2. Okay, so we're going down here. That's why we're getting these 6 and 8 as our what we're multiplying through and computing. Okay, so back to the actual question. All right, so again, I'm just doing working out separately as a separate matrix and then giving out the final answer. So 5 plus 14 for our top left is going to give us 19. Top right, we have 1 times 6 is 6, plus 2 times 8 is 16. So 6 plus 16 equals 22. Now 3 times 5, 15, plus 4 times 7, 28. So 15 plus 28 is 43. And then finally, 3 times 6 plus 4 times 8. So 18 plus 32. That's going to give me 50. Okay, so feel free to also write that out as a separate matrix as well. So do like 5 plus 14, 6 plus 16, 15 plus 28, and 18 plus 32 as a way to also show full working out and make sure that there's no mistakes with your mental maths as well. Okay, you don't want to risk marks, easy marks like this for being careless. So what if we were to handle different dimensions now? So first, let's check if we can actually multiply it through. So first, we have a 1 row by 3 column matrix and a 3 row by 1 column matrix. So let's look at our inner dimensions, 1 by 3 and 3 by 1. Yes, the 3 is the same, so therefore that's a tick. We can multiply these matrices together, okay? Matrix A and matrix B, okay? So that's the compatibility check, right? We make sure that the columns of the first matrix is equal to the rows of the second. So that's correct. That's 3 and 3 there. Now, our resulting matrix dimension, when we multiply it, is going to be actually a 1 by 1 matrix because I'm looking at my outer dimensions now and what's left over. So that's going to give me a 1 by 1 matrix. So that's just going to give me a single box, 1 row, 1 column. Okay, and we can, I guess, make sense of that by actually doing the calculation. So what happens here? We have row 1 multiplied by column 1. Okay, so it's going to give us 1 times 4, right, plus 2 times 5, plus 3 times 6. Okay, so 1 and 4 together, 2 and 5 are second component, 3 and 6 are third component. Okay, and then we add all those together, so that's going to give us 4 plus 10 plus 18, which is 32. Okay, and even though it's just a single value, it's still a matrix for us because we have been multiplying matrices and we just have a 1 by 1 matrix. Okay, cool. So what about when these operations fail? Okay, so say we have a let's see here. So this is also a common mistake, right? People say, okay, these are the same dimensions. Cool, I can multiply them. That's wrong. Okay, because notice you always write your dimensions out. So you have a 1 row by 2 column matrix. Then you also have a 1 row and by 2 column matrix. Note your inner dimensions here. You have 2 as your number of columns of the first matrix and 1 as your number of rows of the second matrix. Those are not equal. And so therefore you cannot multiply these two matrices together. Okay, the operation will fail. You will say it's undefined, and this is referred to as the collision diagram as well. All right, so that's important as well. So the inner dimensions do not match, so the mechanism cannot engage. Think of it like that. All right, so the core mechanisms to remember here are the rows interact with the columns. Okay, order is absolute, so they can't be reversed. So A times B is not equal to B times A when talking about matrices. And the outer dimensions dictate the shape of the final result. Okay, so that's that there. So where are the common mistakes? So the common mistakes in this topic are multiplying straight across. So people might do like A times E and B times F. Okay, that's incorrect. Okay, but it's a very common error if you don't know actually what you're doing. All right. So they also might ignore some dimensions rules. Okay, so noting whether the inner dimensions are equal and then taking only the outer dimensions as our new matrix, and also not recognizing if there's an undefined multiplication as well, and we can't do that. So and another common error is assuming that AB is equal to BA. Okay, so if the question asks for BA and maybe they're lazy, they just want to do AB instead because they see A first, that's going to give you the wrong answer. Okay, even if you do all the correct multiplication steps, because you change the order, it might not be the same answer, and you lose marks there. So let's try some questions starting from the basic and to more advanced now. So let's compute these. So we have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2 matrix. Inner dimensions are the same, they're 2, but my outer dimensions indicate that this will also be a 2 by 2 resultant product matrix. So let's do that. So that's going to give me 1 by 2. So I'm doing row 1 first and column 1. So that's 1 by 2. Okay, and then second component multiplied by the second component, so 2 times 1 there. And then for my next component, for our resultant matrix, I have row 1 and column 2. So 1 times 0 plus 2 times 5. And then row 2 and column 1, so 3 times 2 plus 4 times 1. And our row 2, column 2 is going to be 3 times 0 plus 4 times 5. Okay, if we calculate that, that's going to give us 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 times 0 is 0, plus 10 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 4 is 10. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, now next question, determine if multiplied, determine if defined. Okay, so we have a 2 by 3 matrix multiplied by 2 by 2 matrix. Now our inner dimensions are not equal, so therefore this is undefined. Right, so now let's compute this one. So we have a 1 row by 3 column matrix and a 3 row by 1 column matrix. Yes, we can do that because our inner dimensions are the same, 3 by 3, and our outer dimensions are 1 by 1. So we're going to get a 1 by 1 matrix, which is just a single box. Okay, so in this case, we're going to have 2 times 3 plus 1 times 4 plus 0 times 5. So that's going to give us 6 plus 4 plus 0. It's going to give us a matrix of just 10 in our 1 by 1 matrix. Okay, so let's see why this topic is important and look at this beyond basic multiplication. So, and also looking ahead, so the identity matrix is something also that you'll be looking at soon. So the identity matrix is basically the equivalent matrix when we multiply by 1. So you know the rule that everyone knows, that if we multiply anything by 1, we get the same value. So a times 1 equals a. That's just in like basic algebra. But in matrices, if we have matrix A multiplied by the identity matrix, which is indicated by the same, so A2, this would need to be 2 by 2, I think. They're matrix A. And if we multiply the identity matrix, which is basically just ones vertically until we reach the same number of dimensions, then we are basically multiplying by 1. And the thing about the identity matrix is that if we do, and I think identity matrix indicated by I from memory, if we do A times I and I times A, they're going to be equal. Okay, so this is an exception to the rule that we can't swap matrices. When multiplying, we actually can when using the identity matrix, because we're essentially just doing 1. Okay, so it will give the same value there. Also, geometric transformations is sort of while we're multiplying our matrices. So it really conceptually maps arithmetic to spatial geometry as well, which we will see in the distant future. All right, so for our exit question, let's evaluate this multiplication of our matrices. So we have a 2 by 2 matrix, okay, and we have a 2 by 1 matrix, and we can multiply them. They are compatible because our inner dimensions are the same, 2, and our outer dimensions, 2 times 1, are going to be what our final product dimensions will be for the matrix. So we're going to have 2 rows and 1 column. So how we're going to do this is we're going to multiply 2 times 5 plus 3 times 2 and 1 times 5 plus 4 times 2. So that's going to give us 10 plus 6 is 16, and 5 plus 8 is 13. Okay, and so that is our answer there. Thanks for watching.